Hello and welcome to grammar class. Today's lesson is modal verbs or modals. So what are modal verbs in English grammar? Modals or modal verbs are auxiliary or helping verbs that modify the main verbs or add some information about them in the sentence. A main verb or principal verb is a word that denotes some action like run, play, eat, read, etc. A modal verb is always used with a principal verb to modify it or to add some information about it. For example, in the sentence I can run fast, can is a modal and run is the principal verb. Here the modal verb can is showing my ability to run fast. But how to use modal verbs in active and passive voice? Well, in active voice, modals are followed by the first form of the verb. But in passive voice, the modal verb is followed by verb be and the third form or the past participle of the principal verb. For example, in active voice, we should learn grammar. The first form of learn is coming after the modal should. And in passive voice, grammar should be learnt. The third form of learnt is coming after should be. In English grammar, there are 9 modals and 4 semi-modals. Now let's find out what these 13 modal verbs are. Can, could, may, might, shall, will, should, would, must, ought, used, need and dare. Among these, ought, used, need and dare are called semi-modals because after these 2 verbs is used and these verbs may also act as a principal verb in the sentence. So we see that these 4 semi-modals are slightly different from the rest 9 modals in their usage. In today's video, I am going to deal with can, could, may, might, will and shall. The rest will be taken up in part 2. First off, let's learn the use of can. Can has various uses. It shows ability, capability, possibility and informal permission taking. Well, for example, I can run fast. Here can is showing my ability to run fast. Smoking can cause cancer. Here can is showing the possibility of cancer caused due to the habit of smoking. In addition, the modal verb can may also indicate informal permission or request. For example, can I take your pen? I am taking someone's permission in a friendly or informal manner here. Can you give me your mobile phone? Here I am making a friendly or informal request to someone to lend me his mobile phone. For a recap, can shows ability, possibility and informal request. Up next is the modal verb could. Could also has diverse uses. It is the past tense of can. It shows a present possibility. It also indicates a polite request and also a wish. Now let's see some examples of could as the past tense of can. Here could shows a past ability or a past capability or the absence of the same. For example, he could not go yesterday. It means he was not able to go yesterday. He did not have the ability to go yesterday. She could not pass last year, which means she did not have the ability to pass last year. She was not able to pass last year. So could is showing past ability or its absence in these examples. Could is also used as the past tense of can in indirect speech when the reporting verb is in the past tense. For example, he said that he could do it. Here could is used because the reporting verb said is in the past tense. Here it indicates a past ability. Now, although could is the past tense of can, it may indicate a present possibility. For example, it could rain heavily this evening. Here the modal could is showing the present possibility of a rainfall this evening. Moreover, the modal could is also used to make a polite or formal request. For example, Could you please donate some money for our cause? Here could is used to make a polite or formal request for a donation. Remember, to make such a polite request, the use of can is not proper because can shows an informal request or permission taking. Besides, the modal could is also used to make a wish or to express a wishful thought. For example, I wish I could fly. Here the modal could is expressing a wishful ability to fly. Up next, we have the modal may. Just like could, may also indicates a present possibility. For example, it may rain any moment. Here may is denoting the possibility of rainfall any moment. But in addition to the expression of present possibility, the modal may has some other uses too. May has another important use. It expresses a polite or formal permission. For example, you may leave now. May I come in, sir? In these two sentences, may is denoting a formal and polite permission giving or taking. The modal verb may is also used in optative sentences to express a prayer or a blessing or a curse. For example, may you live long. May God bless you. In the first sentence, there is a blessing, and in the second sentence, there is a prayer. So, at the beginning of an optative sentence, may is used. The modal may also shows a purpose. For example, I am saving money so that I may start a new business. Here, may is indicating my purpose of saving money, that is to start a new business. So we see that the modal verb may has diverse uses. It shows the present possibility. It also shows a purpose. It expresses a polite permission, and it may be used in an optative sentence as well. But what about might? Well, might is the past tense of may, and it also shows a weak present possibility. But first, let's see how might is used as the past tense of may. In indirect narration, if the reporting verb is in the past tense, might will be used in place of may. For example, he said that he might come. Here the reporting verb said is in the past tense, so might is used as the past tense of may. In fact, here the modal might is showing the past possibility of the speaker's coming. The modal might also shows a weak or remote present possibility, while may shows a strong likelihood or possibility of an activity. Might shows a remote or weak possibility of the same. For example, we might miss the train due to the rush. Here, might is not indicating a strong possibility of missing the train due to the rush, but at least some possibility of doing so. So now it's quite clear, isn't it, that while may shows a strong present possibility, might shows a weak or less present possibility of an activity. Now take a couple of more examples to understand the difference between may and might when it comes to the expression of present possibility. It may rain as there are dark clouds. Now the presence of dark clouds indicates a strong possibility of rain. So the modal may suggests a strong possibility of rainfall in this sentence. On the other hand, in the second example, the weather forecast says that it might rain tomorrow. The modal might indicates a less or remote possibility of rain tomorrow. So that's the difference between may and might. Now let's talk about shall and will. We know that the two modals shall and will are used to show future time activity. Shall and will are used in the future tenses. For example, I shall buy a house next year. He will come on Sunday. Here the two activities of buying and coming are going to take place in the future. Now let's see when to use shall and when to use will. Shall is used only with first person pronouns I and we. For example, we shall play tomorrow. On the other hand, will is used for all other pronouns and nouns. For example, they will come tomorrow. However, in modern English, shall is used very rarely and only in exceptional cases. Now let's learn when will can be used for first person pronouns I and we also. If used with I or we, will shows certainty, willingness or determination. For example, I will help you. It means I am willing to help you. We will die for our country. It is our determination, it is our resolve to die for our country. In the same way, the modal shall, which is generally used for I and we only, may also be used for other pronouns and nouns. But in that case, shall indicates a command or a threat, or it may be used in legal English. For example, you shall pay a heavy price for this. Now this expresses a threat, doesn't it? Also, the buyer shall make the payments in time. This is the language of a legal document or agreement. Another important use of shall is that it must be used with I and we in interrogative sentences or to make a polite suggestion or offer. For example, shall we see another world war? Or shall I open the window for you? Well, at last, remember that a modal verb is considered a finite verb, but it does not have a number, person or tense. And two modal verbs cannot be used side by side in a sentence. That's the end of today's class. Hopefully you liked the video. Please be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel for more grammar videos. Thank you so much.